Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today is Weigh-In Wednesday and I am Amber. If we haven't met, I welcome you to my channel, and if you are a returning friend, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support and the community that we have here. So if we haven't met yet, please introduce yourself in the comments below. And if you are a returning friend, please let me know that you are out there. Lots to share with you guys today. So last Wednesday, I just kind of did a check-in video because I hadn't been feeling well the week before, so I didn't do a weigh-in. But today, I did a weigh-in. I'm feeling so much better, you guys. It has been a rough start to 2022, let's just say, but I am on the mend and I am ready to go at it strong again, and I'm excited. So 2 weeks ago, I said I was 191.0. I started this weight loss journey in December 2018 at the highest weight of my entire life at 248 pounds. So I did Weight Watchers for a little while, and now I am using the Lose It app and really liking it. And I have to say that I am back to tracking everything I eat, you guys. Tracking, it's the key to success. It really is, because otherwise we can just lose that accountability. So I am really happy to be back using my Lose It app. And the great thing about tracking is you don't have to be perfect at it. We do the best that we can, as with everything else. So yes, I am back to tracking. Yay, winning. So last Wednesday, I was 191.0. I will say it's been a rough couple of weeks. It's been rough because I wasn't feeling well. So my weight has actually fluctuated like most people, but mine has fluctuated in the wrong direction. Let's see, over the last week or so, I have been between 192 and 194. That was scaring me, you guys. That was really scary. I was like, no, we can't go there. We cannot inch closer to 200 again. We're not doing that. I am determined. So what have I done to kind of turn the Titanic around this last week? Well, I want to share with you. I'll let you know what my weigh-in was, and then I'm going to share with you what I have done in the way of exercise. So I'm pretty excited about it, pretty proud of myself, I have to say. Oh my goodness, the highs and the lows, the ups and the downs of weight loss, but I'm proud of myself. So today I hopped on the scale and I was 191.4. So I am really happy, even though that is up 4 ounces from 2 weeks ago, Wednesday. That is still down from the 192 range to 194 that I have been. And that is also considering I went out with a friend yesterday and we had Mexican and I splurged. Yeah, that might not have been the brightest thing to do, having enchiladas with cheese, etc., and beef the day before weigh-in, but yeah, I'm very smart like that, but that's okay. The sodium, the fat, it'll all level out because I certainly don't eat like that every day. So it is what it is. So maybe tomorrow it'll be less, we'll see. But I wanted to share with you what I have done. As I have talked about before, I have a Fitbit. And so I've really been challenging myself. My daily goal that I have set on here is for 5,500 steps a day. If I don't hit it, I'm not gonna cry over it, but that's my goal. So I wanted to share with you what I've done over the last week. So last Wednesday, I walked around the marina with my daughter-in-law, and also, amazingly enough, I still had energy left, and hubby and I went for a walk in the evening. So that was really good. I hit my goal that day, 5,500 steps. The next day, Thursday, I helped my daughter clean their new place before they moved in. And again, I hit my goal. Yay! I said Wednesday I walked with my daughter-in-law at the marina. No, I walked alone. That was the day I videoed. Friday was the day I walked with my daughter-in-law at the marina again. And that day, oh wow, I did 7,200 steps, you guys. That is by far the most steps I've done in a long time. A long time. Saturday, hubby and I went for a walk on the beach, and I did film. I haven't uploaded the video yet, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Are you guys tired of seeing beach videos? Sometimes I feel like it's the same beach, it's the same waves. I don't know. I don't know if you want to see any more. You can let me know in the comments below. So yeah, hubby and I went for a walk. I did 4,200 steps that day. Sunday, my hubby and I helped my daughter and son-in-law move. And so I did not do any real lifting per se, but I did a lot of unpacking. So we were moving around. I did 4,300 steps that day. Monday, I was just around the house, but I did 4,350 steps. Tuesday, which was all of last night, hubby and I went for another walk in the neighborhood, and I did 4,300 steps. So a grand total for the last 7 days of 35,350 steps, you guys. I was pretty proud of myself. And that would be an average daily step of 5,050 steps. So, you know, it's amazing what you can achieve when you focus on an area, right? And so, like I said, no big deal if I don't reach the 5,500, but it is a wonderful thing when, you know, the fireworks go off and it says that you have reached your goal. It's so exciting. So yes, I've been focusing on moving more, and I always feel better and it definitely helps in the weight loss department. So one of my main focuses this year, one of them, is to really tone up my muscles and really just firm up. So walking is the best exercise because you know what? We all can do it. And like I have said, if it is inclement weather where you live, you know, there's the Leslie Sansone walk at home videos. You could watch on YouTube, or, you know, just walking, or maybe if you have an exercise piece of equipment at your house, that would be great. Today here in sunny Florida, it will be 88 degrees. It's crazy. We're already having allergy season here, you guys. Oh my gosh. But anyway, do what you can with what you have. That is my point. But yes, walking is a great form of exercise. So don't belittle that. If that's all that you can do, do it. Do it. So yes, I'm using the Lose It app. What else am I doing that is really helping me? Meal prep. And so I talked last week about I've been preparing the freezer meals in my little Ziploc bags, and I plan to do that again for this coming week. This last week, as you can see from all of my steps, it's been very busy. Just various things going on with our family. Good stuff, but busy. And so I don't have a lot of time to spend time or energy in the kitchen. So pretty much every day I have pulled one of those freezer meals out of the freezer, put it in my crock pot, and then I'm free to go about my day. So that has definitely helped me so much, so much. So about 6 months ago, I shared with you guys this book, Let Food Be Your Medicine. And one of my viewers, Marilyn, I am so sorry that it's been so long since I'm just now continuing this series, but here we are. I do plan to go through the rest of this book, so thank you for your patience. I know she bought the book and we were going to go along with it. I will link in the description box the previous 2 videos that I did share some excerpts from this book. But today I want to share a little bit more with you, and I am definitely going to reread this whole book. Dr. Don Colbert, he's an excellent physician, and he really focuses on nutrition. And I just really love this book. So I wanted to share with you a little bit today. And I thought that this one little tidbit here was really good and bears repeating. I shared it before, but it's just a couple sentences. It says, most chronic diseases are choice diseases. We don't catch them, we develop them by consistently choosing the wrong foods. Wow, that's pretty amazing, right? Personal responsibility, here we go. But the chapter I want to share with you today is chapter 7, and it's talking about beet, arthritis, and autoimmune disease, which arthritis is a type of autoimmune disease. And so I'm just going to share a few pages with you today and then pick up the rest of the chapter probably next Wednesday. So he says, Susan had developed severe rheumatoid arthritis, already showing signs of deformities in her fingers. It looked like a dark future ahead since Susan was only in her early 20s. Her rheumatologist had prescribed a list of medications, but she didn't want the side effects. I can certainly understand that. When she came to me, I put her on the anti-inflammatory modified Mediterranean diet. We cut out dairy, gluten, nightshades, which are peppers, tomatoes, potatoes, paprika, and eggplant, corn, and fried foods. I put her on a few anti-inflammatory supplements as well, such as krill oil, curcumin, and a supplement that boosts, well, this is a big word, glutathione, an antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. After 6 months, we started rotating back in the foods that typically cause inflammation for arthritis patients, and she ate only small amounts of those foods every 4 days. Her inflammation was controlled with diet and supplements, and though her deformities in her fingers did not disappear, the deformities did not worsen anymore. With her life back to a new normal of controlled rheumatoid arthritis, she moved on. She got married, had 2 children, and the last time I heard from her, she was doing great. She is not on any of those medications that her rheumatologist originally put her on, and it has been several years since her initial diagnosis. Looking back, if we had caught it earlier, we probably could have done even more. With some patients, if the rheumatoid arthritis is recently diagnosed and the inflammatory foods identified and eliminated, the effects of the anti-inflammatory diet may help the body revert back to what it was before, so they no longer test positive for the disease at all. I've seen that happen many times. That's pretty amazing. And then he just kind of lists foods that usually fuel autoimmune disease. Gluten, which is wheat, barley, and rye. And gluten-free grains, which is corn. Nightshades, like I just listed. Sugar is a big one. All genetically modified foods. So soy, canola oil, cottonseed oil, beet sugar, and papaya. Trans fats, fried foods, and polyunsaturated fats. So, and then he talks about a pain in the neck. According to the CDC, about 23% of the U.S. population over 18 and not institutionalized suffers from arthritis. The number is increasing as the population ages and becomes increasingly obese. And in a previous chapter, I think he said 1 in every 3 American is obese. That is a startling statistic. Oh my goodness. Osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis, which usually affects the fingers, knees, neck, back, and hips. It is quite simply a degenerative joint disease. Rheumatoid arthritis, on the other hand, is an autoimmune disorder that also causes joint pain, but is the result of cartilage and bone eroding away. It can also affect different organs in the body. The CDC reports that only about 1% of the population has rheumatoid arthritis, and that the causes are unknown and there is no cure. But osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis, the 2 most common forms of arthritis, are more than just a pain in the neck. They are both associated with inflammation in the joints. And it's that inflammation that causes the pain. With rheumatoid arthritis, we are talking about destroyed cartilage and bone, deformed bones, fused joints, increased risk for anemia, increased risk for heart disease, inability to do daily tasks. With arthritis, the complications include inability to do daily tasks, pain and swelling in the joints, cannot walk comfortably or sit straight, twisted joints, loss of appetite, difficulty sleeping, depression. My goodness, that's quite a list. It usually begins with joint pain, followed by redness, stiffness, and swelling, signs of acute inflammation. If the acute inflammation is not addressed, it leads to chronic inflammation, which leads to chronic pain. And if you ignore the pain, deformity usually follows. Are you experiencing joint pain? Yes. Don't ignore it. Your body has multiple warning systems in place, and the pain that is usually a sign that inflammation is present. Identify the inflammatory foods and triggers, and then eliminate those foods. In other words, fix it. Don't cover it up or pretend it doesn't exist. Imagine if the engine light comes on in your car. The little red check the engine light is flashing on your dashboard. Are you going to ignore that light? I used to park my car under my outdoor portico. I would pull my car around the side of the house. It was a great spot, shaded and ready for quick access for work. One morning, I started the engine and heard the weirdest clicking and grinding sounds, but the car started up. The engine light popped on. I figured it was just a glitch, something out of balance that needed to be tweaked at 25,000 miles, which it had just reached. It was, after all, a new car. No big deal. However, a few weeks later, that obnoxious check the engine light was still on and the clicking, grinding sound was getting worse. So I figured I would schedule my tune-up and have him flip a switch or jiggle something. No doubt it would be fast. I wasn't seated long when the mechanic came into the waiting area and said, "You need to see this, because if we didn't show you, you would think we were lying to you." He took me out into the bay where my car was hoisted up on the lift above our heads, and he showed me numerous engine wires that were shredded. "You had a rat that got in under your hood and chewed up your wires," he explained. "We need to basically replace all of those damaged wires." My engine light was only trying to help me, and I disregarded it for weeks. I was lucky I didn't break down on the side of the road or have something else break as a result. Ignoring the problem would not have made it go away. I have heard about some people who actually pulled out the fuse for the blinking engine light. That is not very smart. As for your body, figuratively speaking, you come equipped with warning lights that register pain. If you ignore the blinking pain, 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 red light, the pain will not go away. It's going to get worse, and the warning light is usually inflammation triggering the pain. When you do go to the doctor, standard protocol is to treat your symptoms. That's what we doctors are taught to do. Maybe they will help you mask it with drugs or pain medication so that you never need to address the real issue. But that is not similar to is that not similar to pulling the fuse? Over time, it's only going to get worse, and you can't pull all the fuses out. So yeah, he says the foods we eat usually trigger diseases or add fuel to the fire. Either way, until we get to the source of the problem and truly fix it, we are most likely going to see more and more symptoms pop up. It is inevitable. And then he says foods that usually relieve autoimmune disease are berries. So blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries. I just had blueberries and raspberries last night in my salad. Broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, flax seeds, salba seeds, chia seeds, healthy fats such as olive oil and avocados, wild salmon, wild sardines, almonds, walnuts, macadamia nuts, and kale and spinach. So those are all good foods for inflammation. And then he says, inflammation is a warning. Inflammation is another one of your body's warning lights that you should not ignore. Several years ago, my wife Mary began experiencing pain in her right index finger. It really hurt, like she had sprained it or pulled it. Over time, the pain would lessen, but it would come back with a vengeance every so often. She had no idea what was causing it, so she learned to live with it. Not much you can do about a painful, inflamed finger anyway, maybe inflammation. I had been studying the many links between food, inflammation, pain, and diseases. Could her one finger on one hand be a warning light? The next time it happened, I asked her, "What did you eat in the last 24 hours?" "It's not the food," she replied, but she humored me, listing all that she had eaten in the last 2 days. "I think it's the fried food you ate," I added. "So the next time you eat something fried, see how your finger's feeling the next day." Months later, her index finger was throbbing. It hurt worse than normal. The night before, we were together in a restaurant and she had eaten one of her favorite foods, potato skins. She thought they were baked, but I asked and found that the potato skins were deep fried. Since then, Mary has cut way back on all fried foods, and if she eats any, she only eats a little bit. The result, she has not experienced that throbbing, severe pain in her index finger ever since. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, he's talking about how you gotta watch those oils. And then he says, those with osteoarthritis typically crave dairy, fried foods, red meat, and nightshades. So that's really interesting. And then he says, with osteoarthritis patients and type 2 diabetic patients, we typically have a 90% improvement rate if the disease is caught in time, and it's mainly their diet that we adjust. I've found the most common foods that cause the greatest inflammation to joints for both men and women are, so then he lists 8. Number 1 is dairy. Number 2 is fried food. Number 3 is red meat, pork, processed meats, shellfish. Number 4 are the nightshade vegetables. Number 5, polyunsaturated fats, so corn oil, sunflower oil, etc. Number 6, trans fats, excuse me, so margarine and shortening. Number 7, corn, and number 8, wheat. So very interesting things here. So that is what I will leave you with for today. But I definitely highly recommend this book. Maybe your library might have it, or I know Amazon does. Let Food Be Your Medicine. But some interesting food for thought. Ironically, I went to the Goodwill bookstore yesterday, and I found 2 books that I am really looking forward to reading. And as you probably have heard me talk about, my back has really been bothering me lately. So this book looked good. Foods That Fight Pain by Dr. Neil Bernard. So I'm looking forward to delving into that. Just got it yesterday, so I haven't opened it up yet. And then the other one is 8 Steps to a Pain-Free Back. So this one looks fascinating. So these were only $2.89. That's my price. So that will be some good evening reading for me. You know, knowledge is power. And even if you only get one tidbit of information out of, you know, a book that you read, it could be life-changing. So yes, it's good to be a lifelong learner. So thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed this. And until next time, I hope you have a great week. Keep chasing after your weight loss goals and your health and wellness goals. And I will see you soon. Take care.